Hello, welcome back. Here we are with round 2 of our store champs.
Yep.
I think we have kind of an interesting one here.
I'm actually really excited
Yeah.
to see this next matchup that we have for you guys. So we have our premier allies player. It's going to be up on stream.
Previously mentioned, living legend, Phillip. It's I love Phillip. Every time I'm just like saying his name, but his username is literally Phillip. He uses Phillip for everything because he is the only one.
He is like the only allies player we have at this point he's been loyal to that deck for friggin' as long as I've been playing.
Like literally the entire time.
He's always on it. So I always love seeing, players that are very loyal to their deck regardless of the ups and downs that they've been facing, right? So and then what's he playing into?
Water Alice, and I don't know if it's Umbra or not actually, but yeah, I think we're gonna get into the game and we'll see anyway. But this could be a lot of different things.
Figure it out together.
Yeah, because Water Alice either means mill out strategy or I'm not sure. I think Phillip might be on Alice or just not. We'll see because ArchivistJ is on Water Diana. Which we were talking a lot about before.
Ooh, turn 1 Cheshire. Oh, it's everybody's favorite card.
That's interesting. Huh. Normally I see them do nothing.
I mean...
Usually I don't know, you're more of the Water Aetherwing player than I am, but usually that would either say to me, you don't have a distant enabler. I think I saw backstep in the hand, but you don't have an ether charge, so you wouldn't be able to shoot next turn anyway.
Yeah, it's probably...
Oh, that's tough.
That
is a OG card.
That is really tough, actually.
Talking about answers to cats.
Man.
Stillwater Patrol, I think it's like a 4-cost, 2/3, and if it's attacking units with... It has True Sight, and if it's attacking units with Stealth, it gets +2 attack. So it just wipes out cat immediately.
Yeah. So here we have a pretty classic move from Water Aetherwing. You just level up and you banish a card, and then in response to that card hitting the table, you play backstep. So it means you don't have to put more cards into your memory that run the risk of getting banished. Though I will say, losing a Prudent Knock out of your memory to level up is not great. I don't love that. I would have rather he kind of kept that in his hand to shoot. And this ally is great. I love this card. It's a 3-cost, 2/4. So it's a really beefy ally that a lot of decks will struggle to remove. And it also has really good just ranged 2 on it. So you can just, reposition it and have it come in swinging for 4. So it's just a really good ally, especially because even if you don't make it distant, it's still representing 2 damage on the board.
Yeah, it's just tough to get rid of.
It's really tough to get rid of. I love this ally. It was, when Carp Song got banned, this was one of the cards that I put in my deck as in response to that. So
yeah, I think. Kind of an interesting turn 2 play because normally you want to get your glimpses going, but I have a feeling that Prudent Knock was the only.
That's why I was like, I don't love seeing that being put into your memory because, if you had kept that in hand and loaded it, you would have, you were distant, so you'd get 1 damage there, you get 1 damage from the Prudent Knock, and you get a damage from your Aqua Mirage Whispers, which means you're glimpsing 4, and you're getting a floating memory in there already, which you can then use to enable Crystalline. You can use it to enable Frostworm Paladin. You can even use it if you really want to bring out things like Quickstep Treads or Flash Grenade, which draw you a card on enter to go positive. So,
this is brutal.
Man, this is
okay. Yeah, so Trapper is really good against Aetherwing because it has that built-in -3 to stop the glimpse.
Yeah.
But on top of that, with a 3/4 just sitting there on the field, now you're just pinned, right? Because you can't swing into face. Maybe if you have another cat, I'm not really sure what you do here, right? You can't swing into face, and if you swing into face, you can't kill the Seneschal because there's no float in the graveyard either. So gonna go distant in Glimpse 3. And still no Aether Charge, but this could represent a Crystalline Archer. So, eventually at some point you have to make your opponent use the Trapper. Like, you can't just let the board spiral out of control.
Yeah, you just can't. I mean, you're already seeing what having even just 1 or 2 allies lets you do, especially into a deck like Water Diana. You want to be holding cards for other things rather than dropping bodies on the board. You usually want to have 1 or 2 things like a Crystalline or whatever to push your damage across, but you really don't want to be spending a whole ton of influence on consistently dropping a ton of bodies. So it's going to be really hard to clear this board.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure what Diana attacked into there, but it was going distant with the Inert Sword, so trying to take out something with 3 HP.
But we got the Korhazi Trapper, so
Yep. And
means nothing happens.
I think Phillip is basically saying, okay, you need to have Crystalline Archer right now.
Yeah,
if you want to clear something. And may or may not have. I actually feel like I kind of see one in the hand, but I can't quite tell.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I think at this point, honestly, this one might be a little bit locked up.
I think this one is locked in
Because
already.
the bandit is going to come down and the game
Oh, no.
will... And a second Trapper...
Oh, no. I mean, this is what we were talking about with, like, how much graveyard hatred there is right now.
the frame 1 scavenge. Yeah, bandit, you can play it, and then you look at the top 6, and you get a raccoon out of it.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, you're playing like 4 Protector Raccoon and 4 Bandit.
Yep.
So you have like a pretty good chance of hitting another Raccoon, but it's not like...
Yeah, and there's the other Korhazi Trapper, so we'll get another prep counter, which means he has 1 more tap to -3 attack on something.
And this is the part where the clock really starts hitting.
I mean,
it's like...
I actually don't know if Diana really has much of an answer for this board state. You just... kind of same thing into Fire Suited, where it's a deck that kind of struggles to reliably clear board like super duper fast.
Right. Wow.
Especially when you have a ton of protection and things like Korhazi Trapper, which, -3 attack is really strong. It just makes it infinitely more difficult to clear anything. So.
Yeah, totally. I think that this is also a good example of what losing Carp Song did do for the deck a little bit, right?
Like, for sure.
Even if you're in this really bad scenario, there's still some world where you draw 3 Carp Song Codas and you go 6, 12, 18.
6, 12, 18. No, exactly.
And that's it, right?
It presented a really good burst damage option for scenarios like this. And it's also a really good item just for helping clear the board as well if you wanted to focus on that, right? Like fast speed, possibly more than likely just straight up 6 damage that gets around Spell Shroud and everything like that. It's just, really good. But with raccoons on the board, you can tap and banish a card from your graveyard. So even if you tried to Carp Song Coda, if the bandit raccoon was up, theoretically you could just tap it and banish the bullfrog that's in the graveyard in response to it. So I feel like this is a pretty tough matchup.
Yeah, this was the philosophy behind the Water Allies deck that took EU Nats, is you just want to establish this type of board and then shut off their engine and don't let it happen for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to watch out a little bit for, this is the risk of Phillip's deck is that he's staying on Spirit. And that does mean that you die to Cat Strides combo.
Yes.
Kind of out of nowhere.
Okay.
Just have to be careful about that. Because even a cat right now is going to do 8, 9, 10, 11 damage to face, right?
Yeah.
Actually, it does 14 because the cat swings as well. So if Phillip can manage, I don't know if Phillip is running Fracturize, but if he can manage to Fracturize the boots, I think he's probably safe for the rest of the game. Yeah. Or he finds a Song of Frost. That's also going to be fine. And there's a cat off the Glimpse. So If
So
Phillip,
there is a world where
Yeah.
you can combo off.
if Phillip chooses to go hands down again
It's-
next turn, Archivist could steal it. But that is dependent on what Phillip wants to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're okay. So there's the
That's
crystalline.
also spooky. Yeah.
So that's pretty good. So
Yeah. Sometimes against this deck, you're like, man, they just always have a float, no matter what. And getting through the trapper here is also nice, just because, yeah, like you sink some damage, but that means that your cat stride combo they have no protection against it unless they have
Yes.
cards in their hand. So
yeah, so there you go. There's the preparation removed.
yep. Still does 1 damage.
So 1 damage to face. So now you're looking at just needing 10 damage. And this is the point where I think you, as the Water Aetherwing player, definitely need to lean heavily into making sure you have enough influence to be able to pull off your cat combo. Like that's
Yeah.
really going to be, if you can pull off the cat combo, that's kind of your win con at this point.
Which is like enough influence to play cat, I guess.
That, I mean,
Yeah.
that, but depending on what, Phillip has and how many cards he has in hand, there theoretically could be, okay, so.
Okay, leveling up.
Leveling up, that's smart. He sees Ranger Strides.
Okay, it is the Ciel list. Great. Interesting. A lot of the time, I think all this plays are smart, but I see the Ciel list level up a little earlier because then you get the opportunity to make more omens. But at the same time, none of his allies were dying, so there would be nothing to omen.
Yeah.
And that would just be that. But this is a very nice level up too, because it's far beefier than many of the other champions in the game, right?
Yeah.
Like Guardian is 22 HP, right?
I think so. Yeah, I want to say you're correct on that.
So that means
So now you're looking at, 17 more damage now?
yeah. So you have to go a little bit farther.
Yeah, so we're going to see...
20 HP. My bad. Yeah, level 2 is 25. Okay.
So only 15 damage, but Crystalline has already been removed, which makes sense. It's a low HP ally. It's only really there to swing in kind of that one time and draw you a card.
Yeah.
If it sticks longer, it's awesome and it's great because of how much damage it presents, but really it's just kind of, and there we go. There's a float getting eaten from the graveyard off of the bandit.
It looks like we're going really heavy in the raccoon package. I think I saw
It
the
looked like-
third one, which that's kind of a new thing. I actually haven't seen that card be played before. So Bandit gives all of your raccoons the ability to banish cards from graveyard, which means that the more that stack up, the less and less float that Archivist will be able to cheat out. But
Yeah, I mean, even with just 2 on the board,
yeah,
if you're, eating 2 float per turn, that's,
yeah, just revealed 2 raccoons, which
man.
I believe banishes a bunch of cards from the graveyard. Let me look at that one.
Yeah, so there's another card from the graveyard gone.
Okay, so yeah, Portly Raccoon is just reveal 2, it's a 2/3, and then if you reveal 2 raccoons, they banish a card from the graveyard.
Which they didn't even have any float in the graveyard to
Just
banish.
being
so
mean.
that
Just being mean.
doing it just for the
Yeah.
sake of doing it. So goodbye, Crystalline, from the graveyard into banishment.
Yeah.
Never to be seen again.
Honestly, still a little bit weird here because Phillip's got 4. I don't think we see a Frostbind in the hand of Archivist, but I believe we're probably going to be looking at a situation. Let's see, 3, 4. Okay. Archivist won't have enough influence to play a cat and Frostbind, but Phillip
Yeah.
would get knocked out by Frostbind here. And I'm actually not entirely sure if the Glimpse drew the cat immediately or not. But Phillip's hand, despite the fact that it has a billion raccoons, and Archivist will never get to use a floating memory again. It's kind of clogged up. There's a Ju Ying in there. You can keep adding more raccoons to the board. Frostborn is helpful.
Frostborn's really good.
But we're not we're not hitting any like super beefy allies that we can play yet.
Yeah. So I mean, the issue with Frostworm Paladin, though, is I don't know if he has any float in his graveyard to eat.
Yeah.
But I think if you just hard drop it here,
you still just play it as an interceptor.
You just play it as an interceptor, and it looks like we have a Cerulean from Archivist, so it's smart for them to not do anything the previous turn so that they can hold cards. Yeah, so he's hard dropping the Frostworm. That makes sense. Now he has to make the decision of whether he wants to gamble and swing to face with it.
Yeah, there's also the Seneschal. So the philosophy here, because I'm sure Phillip knows that Smoke Bombs is an Archivist deck. So just leaving a Taunter and an Interceptor.
Yeah, leaving a Taunter and an Interceptor. I mean, that's pretty tough to get through at this point, because with the Taunter and the Interceptor out, you can't combo with, well, I mean, you can, but you have to get through those two things at the moment. So if Archivist can get through the Aquifer and bring out Smoke Bombs, there's a world in which you can do it. I just don't know if we have the cards in hand or the influence for that is the issue.
Not the influence, and now the issue is that so Phillip of Storm of Thorns, which is an excellent defensive option from Guardian, where if a unit would take damage, any of your units, for the rest of the turn, you prevent one of that and you deal 1 damage back.
Yeah, so it's like you have to. Yeah, this is tough.
It just makes it nearly impossible a lot of the time to clear things like Paladin and Seneschal, and it also has a floating memory, so you're able to capitalize off that later. But like if you're trying to go some line where I'm going to play 2 cats and swing twice into Seneschal and Smoke Bombs the other thing, Storm of Thorns just makes that impossible.
Smoke Bomb is coming out, it looks like.
And he's safe from Frostbite. It's because you got that influence. I think that's the important thing.
Yeah. Yep.
At least basically every single one of Diana's Regalia goes neutral. So despite the fact that you're going down a card, you're going to get it back.
Yeah, if you pop it, you get that.
Yeah. And this deck runs really well at 7 influence, I would say. You're not
it definitely does.
Struggling. Okay, what's the plan? Do we have that cat from earlier? Yeah, we do see it in hand, so I think you kind of just have to...
Yeah, so here we are,
so Smoke Bomb's the Taunter, so you can clear the Paladin.
Yes.
I think is the philosophy.
Yes.
Or just scoop.
Yeah. I mean, they're just, it's like we were saying, there just wasn't really...
The wall has been established.
The wall was established, even with Smoke Bomb.
Yeah.
You just didn't have...
Like, what do you do in the next turn?
What do you do in the next turn, exactly?
How are you getting through that guy?
Yeah, so with Mage Bane Lash out, it just... Yeah, I mean, really tough matchup here.
Yeah. I think a lot of it is decided at the very start, you know? Like, sometimes that happens. You're like, you're playing a strong deck and you run into your pure counter and all you see is Water Spirit and Looking Glass, and that could mean a lot of things for you. And then you play your cards and you're like, oh shoot.
I will say I would have loved to have seen that turn 1 not playing cat immediately.
Yeah.
And holding cards just for the backstep and then being able to load your gun with the Prudent Knock, because then you draw a card into your memory. You get 3 damage on the board. You glimpse 4. You can start setting up your future turns. You likely would have gotten 1, floating memory into your graveyard, which then from there you can use to, do a whole bunch of stuff. And I get wanting to establish board control early with this deck, but I do think that turn 1 play is almost always 100% of the time pretty much just passing.
Pass, backstep,
Pass, backstep, pass, reposition. So
Because what's scary, I think, is that Phillip's deck is capable of stopping that first attack on its own. And he wasn't, like, I don't think he got the Trapper immediately. So there could have been a swing, and he didn't have to do anything. There just wasn't one.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where if you start swinging early, there would have been three damage on the board. He stayed at Spirit for a pretty long time. It makes you kind of have to think a little bit more about how you want to respond to that. Yeah. So it might have meant that maybe Korhazi Trapper came out earlier rather than some of the other like Aquifer Seneschal sort of things. So,
yep. All right, so I wonder if Phillip is done sideboarding. I saw some Snow Whites in there, and Snow White's kind of an interesting card in this matchup. I think you can like scam the Diana player, but you have a very small window to do it.
You have basically a single turn window to do it.
But at the same time, it does rest her.
Yes, it does. So even if you don't necessarily stop the level up, you could at least rest her and prevent the Diana player from swinging for that 3-4 damage. So there is value in that. Whether it's whether you think that's worth it or not is kind of, I think, up to you a little bit.
I think it's situational. Honestly, if you have some tempo and you've got a Trapper or two and a Taunter and you're able to play it,
then you
would
can absolutely
down,
say
right?
that's worth it, right? So, because what that does is it just means that you keep your Korhazi Trapper and you keep that preparation counter for one more turn, which is just an extra turn of protection from whatever they're trying to do, right? So,
and they just have to play. They need Cat because they're not going to clear your Taunters with 1-2 Crystalline Archers, right?
Yep.
So they have to have exactly Cat, and then if the Cat is getting blocked, and you can kill it afterwards, you just can establish these soft locks for the Diana player.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like Zuchang came out,
which makes sense.
Yeah. I think it's fair. A lot of the time, if the Diana player is cooking, I'm like, how much float you got in there? And they're like, 4. And it's less that I'm like, oh man, what are they going to do with 4 floating memory at once? But they can just keep going, right?
Yeah.
And removing 1 is less meaningful.
Yep.
It's a pretty good start from Phillip, though. We got the raccoon, we got the Snow White.
We do see the Snow White.
we got the thing that kills a cat.
So theoretically, turn 1, you could just pop that down and prevent them from leveling up next turn.
Usually the idea.
So I would be shocked if...
And a Song of Frost, too. It's like a decent way of doing it.
So he's putting it down.
Yeah. I played a lot of Genbu into Water Diana, which is a matchup I really don't like doing. But the ones I do feel like is a bit better is when you Song of Frost their first attack, and it actually is pretty meaningful. Ooh!
Oh my god, the final card. Oh man.
Always the last card. That's one of those heart of the cards moments. Like truly, if your deck loves you and you've treated it well and you've been with it your whole life, it'll give you that raccoon. So this is rough.
Funny.
Especially, gotta do it. Most of the distant enablers in Diana have floating memory, unfortunately.
Yes.
Got Weaving Mana Stream and Undercurrent Vantage, this one. So that's just gone. It's not to say that
it
they're
immediately munched.
Actually,
immediately eaten.
Honestly, I kind of think there's, on turn 1, not necessarily, it's not necessarily necessary to do that. I think you wait until an Archer comes down or a Frostborn Paladin.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be used in any of the other capacity. So leaving the raccoon up, it just makes them think a little bit more.
It does make them think a little bit harder. I do agree with holding off on eating the floating memory until you're looking to use it, because especially if you forget that it has that ability and you go and you're like Frostmourne on enter and they just tap in, you're like, I just wasted 3 cards for a 2-3 sort of thing. So
yeah, absolutely.
So it looks like we see, is that a Weaving Mana Stream right in there?
Yep.
That they're glimpsing. So I don't know if they'll... it's so tough with the Bandit on the field, right?
I think if I'm Phillip, personally, I'm going to go for Song of Frost here. Because to just stop this attack. Because if you're you can play another Raccoon and you can play Protector Raccoon, which can block 2 damage. I think this attack is coming in for 3.
It would be coming in for 3, yeah.
And I think Bandit lives if you block 2 damage. I think Bandit's like a 1/2. Possibly a 1/3. So that means that you get to banish the float that gets milled off of this hit with the Protector Raccoon, leaving you in a good spot. Or you can choose to Song of Frost, stop the glimpse entirely, and then make Archivist have another ally, but I don't think anything can kill Bandit post Song of Frost, and you're safe from a negate.
So we see the...
Oh, you're still safe from a negate as well. He does cost 2. So yeah, this is good too. Just like establish more board presence.
Yeah.
But the problem is now a float.
You get to glimpse and put float, so...
Not great though. It doesn't look like any float. I see Frozen Dismissal and take aim.
Yeah, I think here you'd probably...
It's a tough mill. Is it required to mill off?
You have to mill.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I think this is the one where you want to mill. I think you have to get rid of take aim here. I think with an allies heavy deck, you absolutely want to keep Frozen Dismissal in there. Even if it still hits the board, you're still possibly pulling 3 cards, which then, depending on how good you're looking, but they decide to mill the Frozen Dismissal.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess I sort of get it, because Frozen Dismissal can just be, when you're trying to do things and you don't have a commanding board presence, so you're like responding to the board, it could just be tough to hold it and do things that let you respond.
Yeah. I don't know how. I mean, I guess the thing with like take aim is it kind of it gets through your Korhazi Trapper and stuff like that for a little bit extra damage. It can be used in combination with Crystalline, right, on attack trigger when you eat the float and go distant. So it is a really good card, but like, just
fracturize the Iron Sword. You hate to see it.
I mean,
it is what it is.
You kind of have to.
Yeah.
There's no world where you
to.
can let that and the cat just sit on the board. And there we go. There's another floating memory munched on.
Yeah.
This is tough. This is just tough.
The floating memory is really tough to just, even using your like most powerful tools like Weaving Mana Stream, you're like, I need to go distant right now, but I
just don't want to put
I might never go distant again.
Yeah, you're just never gonna, you'll just never get to use it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Luckily we bought, I wonder if this was in the main, probably not. Actually, yeah, probably. Seeker's Aetherwing.
Usually that's in the main from most of the decks I've seen.
Especially with how much your Aetherwings can get blown up.
There's a lot of like, there's the Shade Mist where whenever you take damage you heal 1. That's stealth. So there's a lot of things kind of floating around right now that have stealth, and it's a really nice, effective way of just getting through that. So
I think I was practicing against Marcus, and he charged the sold my Shade Mist immediately every single time. I was
that's
like,
unfortunate.
Cool. Maybe not this card. Yeah. Seeker's a good card. It's just it's an Aetherwing that has True Sight, so you can clear cats with it. Yep. Very useful. This is the type of card that I would like be greedy and not play in my main board at locals. But if I'm going to an event like this and there's a big amount of diversity in the room, then I'm probably playing it.
I mean, it's just, it's good to have because, for once you've used your Whisper. You know, you want to have something else on the board that you can be loading into.
Yeah, that too.
So
I feel like there's some like thematic weirdness with take aim and swinging with an inert sword. It's like I aim my sword directly at your face.
I mean, it's funny because the distant is just on attack, and it doesn't matter if it's with a gun or not. So I don't know. In my mind, it's like you're pointing the sword at your opponent, and, you know.
I was overhearing some people earlier, and one silver bullet card we don't have is the remove distant card. Come closer. Step forward.
Step forward. Remove the
binoculars. Yeah.
That would be actually pretty funny. Just
I'm surprised we don't have it, honestly, because we have so many distant enablers, and there's no way to take it away. Yeah. So
it would be. I would love to see like the art that they put on a card like that. Like,
yep.
Maybe a lasso, you know, pulling someone in or something like that would be pretty funny.
Yep. All right. Looks like Phillip's kind of taking a chill turn.
Just
playing the Raw Frost run. I think he's probably looking to level up because we can Song of Frost, level up, make an Omen. Something might die. We can level up, make an Omen, and then that opens up the Snow Whites. And honestly, the board is not quite as strong as it was last time.
No,
I mean,
it's
of
definitely
course,
not.
There's no float being played ever, but there's no big beater.
Yeah,
Except for Cheshire. Like Cheshire Cat's like a 1/3 right now because, you know, the sword's gone. So Phillip still needs to find that.
We're in a little bit better of a situation for the Water Diana player here because you're not staring down the barrel of a ton of damage, which means you can kind of just have a little bit of freedom to chill out. Mm-hmm. The problem is I think you just need to find a way to get rid of those raccoons so you can get like a single float into your graveyard.
Phillip is going to win the game in 17 turns. Okay, the clock is on.
The clock is theoretically ticking, just not very fast.
Okay, we do have an ally though, and what are we thinking? There's so many raccoons. His hand has just been complete raccoons both games.
All raccoons.
I'm kind of surprised. I wonder if there's probably Palvor Sword.
There's definitely a Palvor Sword in there.
Probably
anytime you see the okay, so here we go. Here's the thing for dealing with if the Water Diana player ever plays Cheshire of their own. You have a way to deal with it. I mean, you just have so many different creatures that you need to be looking at removing if possible. It's just kind of tough in general. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just kind of one of those things where the Water Ally player can kind of just sit back and relax. Just let it happen because you just have such an insanely overwhelming board state right now. Even if you're not actively using them to attack every single turn, each of those things is presenting a problem in its own regard. And there you go. There it is. You know, right? You just any float you put into the graveyard is just immediately going to get eaten. Anytime you try to swing, you have an interceptor on there. You try to play your own cat, you have something with True Sight on the board. You play a Crystalline Archer, it only has 2 health and is really easy to clear with basically anything on here.
Also, Phillip does run like Heavy Swing. It's there.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing Ciel, you might as well. You know,
you like it, the board. The numbers might be small at the moment, but Archivist could just be like, okay, I probably got like 2 or 3 more turns. I'm going to take 3 or 4. And then Phillip says, no, take 9, or whatever, if he's got a sword.
Yeah, so we see Refreshing Charge come out, which is good.
Time to play more Grand Archive.
Let's
take the game longer.
You give yourself a little bit of room.
Phillip plays these slow decks because he just loves the game so much, right?
Why
wouldn't I want to take more game
Why
options?
wouldn't I want to play more game?
This fire aggro stuff doesn't make sense to me.
Only people who hate Grand Archive play fire aggro. They just want to get out so fast, you know? So, okay, so we see a Cheshire
Yahoo!
of Archivist's
That's some board
own,
presence.
which is good because they still have the inert sword out. So that's
Yeah.
3 damage presented on the board.
What are you hitting? You hit. I mean, you probably got to hit the thing that kills the cat, right?
I mean, I would assume so, that's what you would hit. But the other, I think, line of thinking here is if you kill the raccoon, you swing. Yeah, so you swing with your Aqua Mirage Whisper, and because the other raccoon is tapped, you would theoretically have a little bit of time that you can maybe make use of the one singular float you get in there.
Okay. Yeah, and you shoot the.
You shoot the thing that can kill the cat. And then if you have enough cards, that means you could theoretically drop a Crystalline Archer, kill something else, draw a card off of it. Okay, but we see the...
yeah, just try to claw your way back in, but...
But, I mean, you're just kind of pretty deep in a hole.
That doesn't... What did Cheshire Cat swing at? You hit the... That doesn't save Protector Raccoon. It just does 2 damage. But Protector Raccoon has 2 HP, so I think Archivist was going for Bandit there.
It looks like it, yeah.
Which means, yeah, that the raccoon does not die.
And that kind of messes with your whole...
It does mess with the plan a little bit.
Does mess with the plan.
You can... Okay, so now we're going to swing harder. Do we whiff the calibration? Please
I
don't
see a
say...
backstep. I couldn't quite make out.
I don't know if that's an ether charge in the back there. It might be, though. It might be like undercurrent vantage, though. That is an unfortunate whiff.
I
Yes.
think the bigger question here is, keeping it all on top is certainly okay. It is undercurrent vantage.
Yeah.
So that's tough.
I mean, you could have done Hail Mary for it.
You
but
could have Hail Married for it.
Okay, so it's coming for 4, 2. Oh dear.
Yeah, and there's the
Yeah.
the Song of Frost.
Oh, that came out
this
completely
is
on top for Phillip, unfortunately. For Archivist.
Oh man, and
Yeah,
there we go.
that's gone.
There's the other float gone.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the problem with being able to get such a board state early, is your opponents have to spend resources to kind of claw their way back, and you can kind of just sit back, grow your influence, and you don't really have to respond too much outside of, protecting an ally here or there.
Yep.
And so you just, yeah.
Totally.
So there we go. There's the cat gone.
I think maybe what you could have done there is sort of try to trick your opponent and swing with Diana into the Protector Raccoon and be like, oh, I'll just let this attack go through and then they'll mill something and it'll banish the float, but the raccoon will actually be dead.
Yeah.
But that's sort of I don't know. You're grasping at straws a little bit there.
So we have a Frost Swarm that's now buffed.
Oh, is that an unyielding Wraith Guard in here?
It is an unyielding Wraith Guard.
That's so dirty. It's so mean.
This is...
Yeah. 3, a Taunter that when this dies, it comes back once because it's ephemeral, and then 2 Frostwarns.
So swing with the 3, keep the 2 up to protect yourself. So
just playing it safe. I'm just gonna hit you for 4. But actually, it's pretty good now. It's like 6 every turn. So
yeah, basically, it's just I don't think there's a way to get past all of this. You just don't have the influence at this point to do much of anything, right? Which is just tough.
You can once.
And
Aetherwing?
there's the other cat gone.
Kind of plays like an allies deck where if you force them to be lower than 6 influence, it becomes very difficult for the deck to function.
No, it becomes really difficult. And the problem is sometimes when you have these early board states like this, like I've been in this position where it feels like you have to be doing something to be to bringing the board state back, and so you're spending your resources to try and get it to a manageable state.
Yeah,
and it just drains your resources for the mid game, and then you just can't do anything else. You have like one card you're looking at playing each and every turn, sort of thing, and it just feels really bad.
Right.
So,
and if you're in like the middle of the game and you have managed to do 10 damage to them, you have 5 influence, you have a cat. Sometimes you just slip through, right?
Yeah. Sometimes if you're really lucky and you can get kind of that early damage.
Yep.
Early on, it's good because then they always have to be aware of the cat strides combo. But here, with you being at 0 damage, I mean, he just doesn't have to worry about that basically ever.
No.
Right.
And Armoire is actually super good in this deck. Armoire in general is a really good card. It lets you take one of your omens and swap it for a card in your hand. But what that means is you can say, sure, you killed my trapper, I get another one. Sure, I use Song of Frost, I get another one.
Yep.
Like, normally this is used aggressively. You see, like, people put heavy swing underneath it, so you can swing multiple times, or, there's many people who are familiar with Foe Awakening, Oblation Ciel, using this Regalia at a combo, but this is like a very interesting defensive way to use it. Okay. So,
I mean, you basically have 1 turn at this point, if you're not already dead this turn.
And Snow White will.
And there's Snow White coming in. Snow White,
I think it's very scary. The Diana, if you do have Charge of the Soul, like, you kind of get out of it, right? But if we were saying, if it sticks, it's behind a double taunter. You're probably not attacking for the rest of the game.
No, you're not.
Unless you find exactly the right combination of cards.
It's actually something we haven't seen is just Charge the Soul.
Yeah. I don't know if it's like ultra standard for Diana.
It definitely is, and it should be. I think this is probably just an unfortunate series of draws to not see it, because, I mean, you just it's a 1 cost. It does a damage to something, so in the case that, someone played something protective, you can still, hit it with that and kill it, and you load it into your gun. But also it deals with a lot of the smaller things that a lot of the decks like to play. Like, it deals with Windmill Engineer, it deals with Snow White there. It's super, and you can even if you don't have any allies that you want to hit, you can still charge the soul someone in the face, and over the game, I mean, that's 4 damage presented off of the 1 damage there, and then another 4 damage from the card itself being loaded, right? So I personally think there's a lot of value in that card, and it sucks that you don't see it.
And it has float, right?
I think it's also float. Yeah. So
pretty good in a lot of ways. I mean, earlier in the days when playing against a lot of Razorgale, I used to run Ignite the Soul in Merlin, and the reason for that is, like, playing against Razorgale or something, they try to reclaim the Windmill Engineer, you kill it.
Yeah, you kill it.
And then they're like, what do I do? I can't play Aeson Protector anymore. I can't.
Yeah, you can't bounce it with Aeson.
Sort of went negative for this. Like,
yeah, I mean, I guess they technically get a float with the reclaim, but, like, it sucks that you don't get any extra value out of it, right? So.
Yeah. But back in the day when you were playing like big cards like Razorgale and Cloud Striker, it takes a lot of influence. And if you're taking away that card, it means I have to commit to this. And I can't do anything afterwards.
So,
I don't know. Just getting in there with strides, I suppose.
I mean, just drawing a card, hoping you draw, I guess, just literally anything to help you survive 1 more turn at this point, right?
You can, like, I don't know. I think you have to wait and hope to not die, which is, it's looking like die this turn is fairly likely.
That's what I was saying.
But if you could get, like,
you just die.
If you get in a situation where you get 3 float and then an archer and a cat, and because you're not swinging, the archer has to do the job, and you kill 2 taunters, Frostborn Paladin. Yeah, you'd be good. I think you'll get there.
I think they're probably asking for a lot in this situation.
Miracles can happen.
I mean, true. We have. I feel like there probably have been crazier things.
Yeah.
But
no, yeah.
Yeah, I think at this point you're kind of praying that your opponent makes a pretty, and there we go.
Scoop it up.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, good effort. I appreciate the sticking through it as well. I think it can feel very disheartening sometimes to look at board states like that and keep playing.
It definitely is.
You know,
it also can feel really bad, especially when it's as kind of dominant as that, getting just locked out of the game that early. It just like you're just kind of sitting there going, man, what do I do? Why am I sitting here right now? Sort of thing. So, kudos to Archivist for sitting through, and honestly, kudos for with the board state surviving as long as they did. And in game one, they were within striking distance for a little bit there. And I think if Phillip even misplays one too many cards there, you're staring down the barrel of that, that cat ranger combo. So, I mean, kudos to Phillip for really playing it super well into a deck that can be pretty highly aggressive on turns and whatnot. So kudos to both of them.
Yeah, well played. I am interested to see. I think the rim is pretty good for Phillip, and in general, right? Like we have multiple Aetherwing players. Just what he's looking for.
Yep.
We've got Genbu. We've got just a lot of decks that are dependent on their graveyard. And then on the flip side, we have decks that aren't. So I don't know. That's one of those weird decks where, like, I think it was so strong at a recent tournament because it was exactly what he expected to play against. He's like, I'm going to do Rizigo, I'm going to do Water Aetherwing, and probably some other things in between, and it's going to work out for me. But when you're in a situation like this, you either high roll and you hit all your good matchups, or you don't.
Yep.
And, it's hard to
So,
tell.
Yeah, but just super happy to see a guy that's been on allies for as long as he has to see some really strong success. So.
Yeah. And good luck to Archivist.
Yeah, good luck to Archivist.
The dream is
not still alive. I
think we were discussing, and you can maybe make it with 3-2. It's tough. But
yeah, I mean, it comes down to probably tiebreakers and some other things.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
So, we'll see what happens, and we'll have to keep an eye on who's making it to Top Cut and whatnot. So,
yeah. Well, we're going to take a little break.
Yep.
Our other friends will be coming in.
Some other awesome commentators and hosts that'll be taking our place for a little bit, but we'll be back with you guys in a couple of rounds.
Yeah, cool. See you in a bit. Enjoy.